Greetings, this is Warrior King, and the time has come for the lions and the lioness to tell their own story. This is the lion's voice. Give thanks and praise for the wonderful blessing that's been poured on me. Give thanks and praise. Jah use a yet an instrument to set the people free. Jah give her the powers to chant. Jah give her the powers to chant. Ras Tafari, the lion's voice.
Amina, the time has come for the lioness to tell our own story. No surrender, no retreat, we are Jaja soldier. Rougher than the streets, tougher than a boulder. Bigging up Lamb's voice. Now put it, I jolly for say that.
Greetings, this is Ras Tafari. The time has come for the lions to tell their own story. See? This is the lion's voice. Keep it locked, right, sir? Ras Tafari said that. Are you satisfied? Wipe those tears from your eyes. I'm all alone, still you thought I was telling a lie. This is the lion's voice. Keep it locked, right, sir?
What are you waiting for? Come together, calling from near and far. Know who you are. What are you waiting for? Rally up, it takes the dust. What are you waiting for? Ancestors paved the way for us. Yes, I am Ketis Oyonde, asking, what are you waiting for to come together? The time has come for the lions to tell our own story. This is the lion's voice.
African pride, root of all nations, boy. I tried with the lion, the Ras Tafari. Lion of it tried with lioness like I do. Empress on the front line, we need you. Well, this is Medicine, the steady one, and you are now tuned in to the Lion's Voice Network. What the lion fought for do? Scorch them. Roast and parch them.
I will never stop, hail the Most High, and I will never stop, call Rastafari. Blessed love, this is Kushite representing for the Lion's Voice. We are here to tell our own story, Rastafari.
Empress Manel, and I young Zion, oh, you're wrong. Universally unfold, be told, oh. Blessed love, this is Itege Idama, and it's time for the lioness and the lion's voices to be heard. This is the lion's voice, Rastafari.
Yo, blazing fire, yeah man, this is Ras Indio out of Belize, and the time has come for the lions to tell our own story, right? Yeah man, we blaze fire, burning the wicked and the dirty vampire. Yeah man, Ras Indio said that, blazing fire, lion boy.
The fittest of the fittest shall survive. My people, open your eyes, wake up. Blessed love, this is Queen Omega representing for all lions and lionesses. With the lion's voice, we come to tell our story. Rastafari, live it. Hey, the lion's voice, Rastafari.
Yeah, David Dread of Steel Pulse, and I'm saying hail to the lion voice, because it's time that the lion have its voice, have its own story. Says I'm stepping out here. Hear me now. Oh, yeah, the lion's voice. Raw.
When the lioness, them the lion voice.
Yeah, Ras Tafari, Emperor Selassie the first. Tell the people about Empress Mene. Well, even if the stars they fall and the moon turn made your light shine and answer I. Your love was a lifeline. Think I found the love of a lifetime. I love you every day or the night time. Almighty, I made your light shine and answer I. That light was a lifeline. It seems like the world is upside down. I will never hide, I'd rather stand my ground. Lion of Judah blessed with the triple crown. Can't come fool I with no circus clown. Now fear no hurricane or the cyclone. Respect for Mama Earth with that embedded on me bone. That's why I will never leave you alone. Protect you from harm when the alarm sound. So even when the stars they fall and the moon turn into blood, through the coming war we stand tall. I will shower you in my love. And even when the people start fall, when they see their city streets them flood, when the hurricane blow down our wall, I'll be by your side and me not budge. Think I found the love of a lifetime. I love you every day or the night time. The Almighty, I made your light shine and unto I. Your light was a lifeline. I think I found the love of a lifetime. I love you every day or the night time. The Almighty, I made your light shine and unto I. Your love was a lifeline. They say hurt people. Maybe that's why Babylon them so evil. Maybe Babylon abused as a child. Greetings in that divine name of His Imperial Majesty, Emperor Haile Selassie I. Glory and honor in the name of His chosen Queen, Empress of Zion. My name is Kwasi Bansu, aka the Chasmatch Kwasi, aka Ras Kwasi, aka the Reading Ras, aka the Pan-African Happy Man, creative industry attorney. I'm an author, I'm an artist, I'm an actionist, and right now I am the host of a special edition of Lion Talk Live. Welcome to Lion Talk Live. Welcome to the Lion Voice Network. Welcome to the sealing up of our Women History Month. Next few days, we will be going full speed ahead as we approach our annual Empress Menen panel. We're going to drop that flyer probably tomorrow. So look out for that. We have a powerhouse lineup for the Empress Menen panel. We are also doing an exclusive one-on-one reasoning with rising reggae dancehall artist Jalifa out of Trinidad on Empress Menen Earth Strong. Exclusive. You're not going to see this anywhere else. We have full programming almost straight through, so stay tuned. We're going to be dropping the full episode of our reasoning with one of Ghana's top vloggers, Ivy Prosper. If you haven't seen those clips, take your time and watch those clips. Big up Ivy Prosper, speaking about the realities of moving to Ghana, success stories, how you're going to make it work, how it's not going to work. We're going to be doing a lot more repatriation content. We're going to be talking to a lot more brethren and sisters on the ground in Africa. So stay tuned. April is going to be just as mighty as March was. So we're building steam. I have to big up the Global Lion Pride family. If you subscribe, you're part of the Lion Pride. Tonight's guest is part of our Lion Pride, has given support to the platform in the past, has been featured on the platform in the past, and underscores the fact that this is a family platform. And this guest is no stranger to anyone in the Lion Pride who has been paying attention. She has a master class that she's prepared tonight. We're going to sit down. I'm not even going to ask too much question. tonight. We're going to sit down and just listen and sit, and our brethren and sistren, we have so many powerful assets as a community, and I feel happy that I can offer the platform to my brethren and sistren to reach out to a global audience. Of course, we're going to ask that we find some support for this sistren. You know my vision already, that we want to capitalize the workers. If we gave this sistren $1 million, trust me, a whole heap of things would get done, because she is a worker. So everyone that we bring to the platform, we're asking once to just give an attribution. So we'll ask her to share that information before the out of view seal. But that being said, family, we are moving in the Armageddon. It's heating up. America is sending ground troops to the Middle East. If you have not seen our episode that we did on the Armageddon, and we break it down from biblical interpretation, Ezekiel 38-39, the Battle of Gog and Magog in the Holy Lands, the war against Persia, against Turkey, against Cush, all of the nations are named right there in Ezekiel 38-39. So we're watching it unfold, and already we're hearing about oil ration in certain European countries. India cut down the work week to 4 days, work from home, not enough fuel. Australia said they may run out of fuel in the next couple of days. Family, we were talking about the Straits of Hormuz here on the Lion Voice Network from last year. Go to the episode where Trump won, right after Donald Trump won the election, and watch that episode. We said that number one thing that would happen is an invasion of Iran. By this strong end, it looked like America's going to go for the invasion. Now, Trump came out and said they're delaying until April 6th. And they're getting more assets in place, restocking their bombs, all of these things. So, I'm saying all of this because we also informed the global family that this would be a long war. This is a war of attrition, meaning that the world is going to get very sticky. If you look in America right now, you have to wait 5 hours at the airport just to go anywhere. TSA brought down. These are all by design. They're cutting off access to travel. Our elders used to tell us one day the door would close in Babylon. You can't move, so watch what you're seeing. All of these things, it's gonna with the price of fuel escalating, travel is only gonna be for the wealthy, and those who have those means to make that sacrifice, at least for a time. Now things may fluctuate up and down, but we have been consistent on this platform telling the family to get ready. We're going to be doing a lot more content about this in April. So, as Ras Tafari, we don't panic. Panic is not our thing. Our thing is mobilization. His Majesty told us to organize and centralize. He came to the West in the physical to call us, come home, help us to develop, requesting that Jamaica, the CARICOM Islands become a part of the OAU at the time. The mission and the mandate has never changed, families. It's clear. It's whether we will be obedient. And finally, I think we're coming to the realization, I've been talking to ones all over the world, that it's the workers that have to come together. We've let the grumblers, the naysayers, the peeping, ones them control the movement for too long. You come up with an idea, they lick it down. But these ones have not produced any alternative. We cannot fear making mistakes. Mistakes is part of the trad. But one thing we do know is that unity is the accepted goal. One thing we do know, we must build the economic foundation. Everything costs. One thing we do know is that Haile Selassie I is the Almighty. Empress was zero men and is his chosen queen. That the divine balance is what we seek. So, family, this is no longer all of the hobbyists. Cause enough people become Rasta as a weekend Rasta, stage show Rasta, and you know what I mean. We know all of them things that we still love them people there, but this is not time for them. I don't speak to those people. I give thanks if they come in, but me not depend on them people there. A lot of us think there are a lot more Rastafari than there really are, because you're counting those people there because them have on locks or them have a red, gold, and green, but they're weekend vibration and I live this, you know what I mean, respectfully to all of the item, you know what I mean, because we love the item, you know, we love your vibes and thing, but we cannot build on those ones right now, you know what I mean. I who give I life to this tradition, it's time that we come together and get serious. We have risen Rastafari Independent Non-Aligned Media. This was a goal of the 1983 conference. This is not new what we doing here as Rastafari mature adults, because that is status right now as a Rastafari mature adult. You know, under 20 for eyes, some people say 25, I'm fine with that. Under 40, you know what I mean, young adult, 40 to 60, mature adult, over 60, you know what I mean, you're an elder, over 80 is a yeshet, you know what I mean, that's how I see it, you know what I mean. Everybody have their way to do their classification, but that's how I see it. So as a mature adult in the Liberty, I have answered the call to Rise Rastafari Independent Non-Aligned Media. Big up the Lion Pride on Patreon, those who are supporting every month. Those are the ones who are making it possible, who saw that I had a vision and say, yes, Ras, we believe in the I vision, or we support the I vision. We know that the I is doing the right thing in this time. And big up all of those ones who have I tributed. We're almost at 50 ones around the world. We have reached 67,800 in the global Lion Pride. Those who have subscribed, big up all of the item. Right now, my phone don't stop ping with the messages from IG, from Facebook, from TikTok. The messages are coming in, you know, viral videos, the shorts are going out. So the ecosystem is bustling, it's thriving, and we give thanks to see this great manifestation and know that it could not be done without the item, you know what I mean? So I just want to big up everyone. And we have the greatest comment section on the planet. So you will see, if you're new here, your first time here, you're going to see in the comment section when the family chat in pure high level, high frequency. We're going to see Bongo Wisely. We know a certain one we're going to see in the comments. Johnny Johnson, Ras Roots, all of the family. Them check in, please, family, once you come in. Welcome the newcomers here. But we have a family vibration building here, and many more who watch. I call some hardcore Rastafari people when I not think even deal with TV, you know, and them tell me, say, Ras, we are watching, you know. So I know that the vibe is penetrated to the core of I and I. The only thing I ask that core is step up and make we work together, support the platform, come on the platform, you know, share what you're doing so others can support that. Make this ecosystem work, you know what I mean? Because we have everything we need. We're just like Africa. We are Rastafari, you know what I mean? We are the goodie of His Imperial Majesty Emperor Selassie I, the first, ever living. He live in I and I, you know what I mean? That's why we say I and I. So we lack nothing. We are equipped with everything to win the victory. So make I and I just manifest it and do the work. Give thanks for that. We are bigging up Frontline Books this Saturday, reading Ras on the Frontline. Ras Tafari. We will be here. Power panel, Asantewa, upon Wade, you know, that's my champion right there. So, you know, when it comes on to academia and Empress Menin. So she will be joining us this Saturday. We'll have Sister, hold on, let me just pull up the flyer because the item have to see the greatness that I'm talking about. It's so mightyful that I think is worthy of, hold on there. Let me hide the guest because you're too nosy. Hi, the guest is she ready for coming? But yes, Sister Rakina, Dr. Imani Tafari will join Dr. Asantewa Power Pact. We're going to be looking at the Eternal Year. Nayom Bani will talk about Ubuntu pedagogy, some other books. So make sure you're there. Make sure you tune in for that. That's going to be awesome. All right. So all of that out of the way. Also, tomorrow, before I forget, tomorrow we welcome out of Barbados, Sister Aziza. There's an Empress Menin event happening in Barbados. And along with our special guest, Sister Aziza, we are going to have a whole army of Nyabingi sisters from Jamaica. There's a big Empress Menin celebration the Nyabingi House is putting on in Jamaica at Rastafari Root House, and we're going to welcome the Nyabingi family to the platform, the Nyabingi daughter. I'm very excited about that, along with our Sister Aziza, who is representing Nana Line and All Mansions coming together in Barbados for their Empress Menin celebration. So again, we have created a platform where our community can just hold a joy, all of these events around the world. And as the channel grows next year, the March program is going to be bigger. Every year as the channel grows, you're going to see these things. Soon we'll be able to fly to some of these events, cover them, we'll have camera crew. The vision is massive. But we're just starting where we are. And that's what I ask all of the item to do. Whatever His Majesty called the item to do in this Gideon time, make sure you execute it. There will be stumble. The channel didn't grow as fast as I thought it would. But we have to just stick to it from you're called to do it. And this is how we'll build Zion on earth. When everyone is fulfilling their purpose and their mission, this is the manifestation therein. So we give thanks. All right, housekeeping out of the way. Make we welcome our guest tonight, Lion Pride family. I want some warm welcome. I want some emoji in the comments. I want some nice vibration. My sister women know over 20 years now. 20 years plus. Good sister. Battlefield tested, the most traveled Rastafari on the planet. And I will fight her. Hey, anybody want test? Me not thought the artists them. And even the artists them might be in trouble too. Because this sister travels so much. But give thanks and make we welcome warmly and with a heart of love our sister, Queen Mother Moses, Empress. Let me put on the title them, because every time the Queen Mother Moses, she have two more titles. Let me put on the title them, Empress. Welcome, family.
Wow. Greeting! You don't know. But say, people, are you ready? Oh, yes. I pray and ask that the words of I and I mouth, the meditation of I and I heart, and the works of I and my hands be ever acceptable in thy sight. Oh, Jah. I am I strength, and I and I Redeemer who liveth and reigneth in the hearts of I and I, with her holy mother, Empress Menin Asfa, giving thanks for the lion's voice and for this lioness bull to get an opportunity to share I and I's story. As I and I was waiting to come on, my beloved Jasmas Kwasi, who has definitely earned the title of Ras Kwasi. You know what I'm saying? What do you think about what's going on? And guess what? Ever since I come into this faith, and the ancients them been with I and I, they've been saying, give us the teachings of His Majesty, because we don't want no devil philosophy. So, what do I think about what is happening now? I am Ras Tafari. The Caribbean African Union has declared me defender of the Rastafari faith. So I'm going to answer that question by deferring to my teacher, my God and King, and what he has to say. You know, Jasper Squassi as an attorney, you know, and a humanitarian. I personally have to say, imagine the president has asked for 200 billion, not million, no, $200 billion
Serious thing.
for the war in Iran. And me want to know, when war did declare? Everything when they teach me in a school and civics and them kind of thing there, all of them think they go there. There's no separation of power, no, it's just one branch. Anyway, here is Majesty saying, okay, I'm leaving it up to him. And he tells us, because him define the issue and him tell us, you know, what we have to do, right? So I'm saying, and of course, you know, because this is the lion's voice. And the lions are tell them one story, them are write them one story, them are video them one story, them are film them one story. So this book is the wise mind of him, His Imperial Majesty, Emperor Haile Selassie. This one is edited with a foreword from His Imperial Highness, Prince Ermaya Sal Selassie, and an introduction from Ras Tafari. So, you know, you see how it used, you know, and guess what? I'm proud to say I'm bossy. You know, see that guess what? It's an autographed copy from none other than, you know, another attorney like yourself. None other than Ras Miguel Lord. And you know what date in Jimmy this? The 17th of August, 2018. So you know I've been using it. Look where I get it, not true? But
Yeah.
anyway, I saw it for look at me, I use it. His Majesty tells us, he defines the issue. The major challenges confronting the world today are two. The preservation of peace, one, and the betterment of the living condition of that half of the world which is poor.
Yes.
These two are, of course, mutually interdependent.
Highly.
Conflicts between nations will continue to rise. The real issue is whether they are to be resolved by force or by resort to peaceful methods and procedures administered by impartial institutions that are separation of powers, right? Okay. His Majesty goes on to say, unless peaceful solutions are devised, councils of moderation will avail for naught. Without peace, it is futile to talk of improving man's lot. Without such improvement, the task of guaranteeing peace is rendered manifold more difficult. The assault on these two identified problems must be made simultaneously. Remember, see a spiritual warfare, you know. Eh? All right. And all of our nations should be taken with an eye to the solution of both. You see, war a real and effective disarmament. This is important, you know, because of 200 billion them ask for arms. When the solution rests in disarmament.
Hot.
You over. And we don't know where food are come from and our people lose them. Anyway, His Majesty goes on to say, war a real and effective disarmament achieved, and the funds now spent in the arms race devoted to the ameliorations of man's state, were we, I and I, the governments of the world, every country and island, were I and I to concentrate only on the peaceful uses of nuclear knowledge, how vastly and in how short a time might be changed the conditions of mankind. This should be our goal, says Jah Ras Tafari, Emperor Selassie. You overs. Yes,
I don't like stick up in. I don't like how the comment section too quiet. I want everyone watching live, put some emoji, put something, let us know where you're calling. Wake up. We'll wake up the town and tell the people, Princess is here. She said, Empress, aka my mom.
Ras Wakaya Azizi Stewart, daughter of Empress, and you know, living legend Fred Locks, the Orthodox dreadlocks, yes.
Johnny Johnson.
Work for the CIA.
Yes, our elder Johnny Johnson tuning in from El Paso, Juarez, Mexico, Ethiopian diaspora, tune in to the edutainment, give thanks. Him is the only chapel along with Queen Menen. So check in, family. We don't want no quiet. You know, Empress, Queen Mother Moses is an energy. She's a force of nature. We need to, we have to make we rev it up with Queen Mother tonight. You know what I mean? Make we get the energy. Let us know where you're watching from. This is the global show. Make everyone know where in the globe you're watching from. Make we hot up the fire. I'm a Gideon, you know. All right. Queen Mother Moses, your time.
Yeah, share me. I just share it. Just share it on a link on phone. Because one of them own people, you know. You understand? My daughter, Princess Dr. She have her own people, them different from my own. Just share your thing, because you know, say, it impact each and every one of I and I tonight. You overs, the significance of March.
Stick up in Zambia, tune in, you know. I want people to know it's an international show, this, you know. All right.
So deal with it. I and I are the Africans. The Africans are born at home on the continent and born abroad. Big up Zambia and all of my Africans, them born at home and born abroad. Because tonight, at the night, you know, see, where you have a question everything where you did know. Tonight at the night where I and I as Rastafari have to know, say, we have to talk truth and right no matter what. You overs. Tonight at the night when I'm going to bring to your attention, say, you know, guess what? Who that we are big up now? We can't read it so close.
That is Quinto, Raso out of Jamaica.
And the Jamaican right now, in our next island, Ras Tafari did up. Jehovah, these are the young adult leaders,
Yes,
Jehovah, that
yes.
I and I so proud of. Them born in the movement and them give I and I hope. You understand? And we have to give thanks to him because not only is he one of the vice presidents of Davis, you know, political party, which is Jamaica's first political party. It set the model for the party, the PNP or whatever, the first major political party, PPP, People Political Party, whose president is a 23-year-old dynamo that I and I need to make sure we're keeping eyes on the prize, which is repatriation with reparation and economic prosperity for the Africans when they're at home and the Africans when they're abroad. All right. Big up yourself, Raskito, born into the EABIC, the Ethiopia Africa Black International you know we call them the Bobo Shanti. Because me I tell you, say, hear about the Bobo Shanti. May the Bobo man continue to use his broom to sweep out spiritual wickedness in high and low places. Because this is March and we're celebrating Women's History Month. This is March when the women who tell our stories make us feel like, you know, say, yeah, man, she sing my song, you know. You know, see, definitely, you know, say, if you want to know who I am, but sit down and listen to Naked by Ella May. Ella May have a Jamaican parent and a Caucasian parent. But may I tell you, say, if you listen to Naked, the word, that are my song, that are my story. So, you know, music when the teacher and I are listening, inspire and I what we are going to do without it. Because I and I are the women who advocate for equity, diversity, and inclusion. What else can we do? You understand? When we not have our own children, me I talk about my ancestors and come for we are go back, go get the story, for share it for those who never hear it. Your ovals. Me not have my own children. You understand? But my breast, I forget the milk to my colonizer children. So them can come, enslave, and beat me and do all of those things. These are our stories. That is why I, Empress Queen Mother Moses, the chaplain, Dr. Marcia Alice Stewart, clinical social worker, certified psychotherapist, is a woman who advocates for equity, diversity, and inclusion. And trust me, I have contemplated on how to address the 2026 Women History and Social Work Month. Mystic March memories in the midst of March madness. Yeah, I'm a social worker by training because, you know, my role model is none other than the South African woman Winnie Mandela. Yeah, overs. So I give thanks that she really inspired me, that after I finished the first Master of Science in Higher Education, Administration and Supervision with a specialization in Train the Trainer, and I went to my historical Black college, yes, Clark Atlanta University School of Social Work. Nelson Mandela got his freedom and went on his tour with Winnie Mandela and the School of Social Work. Declared me the ambassador to go and represent the School of Social Worker. Winnie Mandela was a social worker. So I give thanks for those women who have inspired I did not become the person I am just like that. I even give thanks that I was able, you know, see, to work with our daughters and her grandchildren. And it's actually our daughter come seek me out. So we have to give thanks, you understand? Because they are among the women who provide healing and promote hope. Because if we don't have that in our prayer, we ask and we say, oh Lord, holy and true. You know, hear our voice in this country far away. Jeremiah 8 verse 21. The Lord said, write it down, that is for the voice of the cry, the hurt of the daughter of my people am I heard. I am black. So, African, hold on. We are talking about March Madness. If for those that don't know, March Madness is the annual single elimination NCAA college basketball tournament. And it is known for intense excitement, a massive upsets, and unpredictable Cinderella and David beating Goliath stories, such as the March 1st, 1896, Battle of Adwa, victory of Ethiopia over Roman, Italian, Eurocentric Goliath stereotype. Because them things are them invincible. But David did beat Goliath. Beyond 20th century, God up His Majesty leave us. You know, see it. That promise. And heaven and earth shall pass away before his words go to naught. I and I live in it. The young people, them young adult leaders like a bib. You understand? Rasta big you up. I tell I and I, the mature adult leaders say, we live to come see what you want to tell us what happening. We seen it, we know to talk the truth. So, we can move on and talk about time. Yes. Next, talk about time. Next slide. Because when you're talking about slide, you know that CE stands for the common or current era, and BCE stands before common or current era, and BC stands for the English phrase before Christ. Now, AD does not mean after that. No, it is confusing because it's really an Latin phrase that Anno Domini means in the year of the Lord, which is Yeshua, whose name them changed to Jesus, right? So we know that AD does not mean after that, right? All right. Now, CE and BCE abbreviation, them have shorter history than the before Christ and, AD. But they are still date from at least the early 1700s, right? And Anno Domini is Latin, like I tell you before, that refers to the same year that Christ was born. And that is why it is sometimes called the Christian era. Okay, so CE can also be for Christian era. And that's when 4th century Christian scholars believe that Christ was born, so they designated AD 1 or 1 CE. All right? So having said all of that background now, we are going to ask about holy spirituality, right? So in the research and thing, we find some words that is translatable as spirituality first began to arise in the 5th century and only entered common use towards the end of the Middle Ages. Now, according to scholars, Hinduism is the world's oldest religion, with roots and custom which dates back more than 4,000 years. But guess what now? Everyone acknowledges that animism, which, that one-on-one creation, relationship with God, and you can see God in the plant, in the animal, in all of those things, the ancestors, that was from the beginning of time. Because I and I came out of God himself. Him, And who is him? His Imperial Majesty, him, her Imperial Majesty. Yeah. March, woman's month. No, some man can't give birth. So it must be an Aphrodite creator that bring man and woman for earth. So we start with April 1, right? Not April 1, I'm sorry, March 1. It's April 1 upon my mind, because that are the beginning of months. When them talk about April Fool, because them fool the whole world. Say the 4th month, when it's really the 4th month. At the beginning of months, not the beginning of year, no, the beginning of months. You understand? To signify when I and I came out of Egypt, according to Abib, the month, which is Greek. And Greek is important to know. We're going to talk about that a little bit because it's connected to I and I story too. You understand? Because we have to know how our story intersect so we can understand the bigger picture. So here we're going up now. The 1st of March, 1896. You think we're going to start with our story? Here we're going to go on now. In where? All the way over in Europe. This man named Antoine Henry Becquerel, He is a French physicist, and he was a Nobel laureate. And the 1st of March 1896, he discovered the first evidence of radioactivity. You hear? The same 1st of March 1896, right? Where Ethiopia victory at the Battle of Adwa was happening at the same time. And that was shattering Italy and the European myth of invincibility. And that ignited the global flame of Pan-Africanism. Oh, yes. So you better know that time and spiritual dimensions explore the relationship between linear, physical reality and eternal consciousness-based realms. You know, see, I and I are in this world, but not of this world. We are spiritual beings having a human experience. We are perfect spiritual beings. We're having problems with the human experience because we're getting tempted and we're not used to these things because those things don't happen in our spiritual realm. You over? All right. So as we move forward now, we have to know that spiritual perspectives often define time as a mental construct, right? It's the eternal now. Because guess what? Yesterday done gone, and tomorrow no come yet. So it's always no. You know, see, I and I have to concentrate on what? No. Yes, our actions must be in preparation for the future, which is based on what we have learned from the past. That is the whole Sankofa process. You know, see? So when we contrast that now with the clock time, we see that our spiritual perspective suggests that there are higher dimensions that are accessible through a heightened consciousness, meditation, our soul's development beyond physical limitations. That's why music and things like the drums and those kind of things so important. You know, see, Naya Bingi, you see what the drums, yeah, man, hey, I tell you, that is our ancient identity, our AI that we must know and tap into. Because we know what spirituality is. Let's go on into the short definition of religion versus spirituality. And we don't know that the religion based on the dogmas and rules of conduct for group or groups of people and they want to be saved after dying. Okay? No, you see, spirituality is a living relationship with a living being. A God that lives within. Because God is a spirit, that is the spirituality of it all. You don't see it. And so you can have this personal relationship with this higher being while being alive. You don't see it? Yes, you should. Heaven and earth, that is the Zion. Yes. Because spirituality is simply the one-on-one relationship an individual develops with the higher being, which cannot be seen but can be felt. You know, see, that's what animism is about. You understand? And people call the spirit of God, the creator of all life, human, animal, trees, name it. But God exists. The creator exists. That spiritual entity, you over. So we go to them Oxford Dictionary and it sums up spirituality as, you can move the slide forward, that spirituality is the quality of being concerned with the human spirit or soul as opposed to material or physical things. You hear? Quality of being concerned with the human spirit and the human soul versus religion, you know, material thing, physical thing, you better have your Sunday school clothes. We can't go to Sunday school. You understand? So you can't learn if you don't have that material thing. You know, feed them form of religion. So many things. So we are going to move right along because it's a whole heap of things. We are going to deal with the mysticism now, right? Because trust me, it's mental, physical, and spiritual. So we have to understand where I as a Rastafari people who said, no, religion we deal with, you know. This is a spiritual movement. You know, see it. So we have to understand now as we unpack and move forward with the spiritual movement and the mysticism of matching moon phases across different eras. You over spiritual dimension? Spiritual dimension goes over different eras. You understand? And we go through cyclical times, right? That suggests that there's identical lunar energy, such as, you know, certain full moon behavior, new moon behavior. You understand? Historically now, you see these phases, they've dictated agricultural seasons, spiritual rituals, fertility practices, blood mysteries, connecting modern spiritual followers to ancient ancestral traditions. That is very important. You know, when we look at key aspects of the moon phase, mysticism across time, what we find is that you have the eternal cycle. You know, the moon is 29.5 day cycle, and it ensures that the same energy returns annually. It allows for thin places in time where events, emotions, or manifestations repeats across generation, across different eras. And this information I got through the medium and moon and leaf magic. You understand? Those kind, you know, cause full moon intensity throughout history, you understand, has been associated with heightened emotion, increased paranormal activity, and community rituals of relief, gratitude. Yeah. You know, this is seen as a time when the veil between the physical and the spiritual world is thin, and it allows for greater spiritual manifestation. And with new moon intentions, we don't know, you know, the new moon consistently, you know, the dark, fertile time, setting your intentions, beginning new projects, planting seeds for the future, a practice spanning from ancient civilization to modern witchery. And we get those facts from the Stardust Club and also Moon and Leaf Magic. You over. So, let me go to the cultural synchronization, right? Because that's very important. Cultural synchronization are significant events aligning with specific moon phases. Now, this recurring cyclical nature that allows practitioners to feel a profound sense of connection to their ancestors as they honor the same cosmic rhythm. Cosmic rhythm, that's why music, you know. You see the Jamaica, nobody can dance like us. The lyrics are here, they all of that. It's our cosmic rhythm. We connected to Jah in I remember, you know, extol, praise him, his imperial majesty, her imperial majesty, that rides upon the heavens by the name Jah. The heavens, cosmic. Oneness. Yehovah's. So, let me talk about the moon mother now. Now, the moon mother is a woman who has been called in her heart to help women to awaken to their authentic femininity and to heal the hurt and the patterns created by modern life. Remember, you know, Jeremiah, you know, him says, for the hurt of the daughter of my people, I am hurt. I am black. Can you imagine that hurt? Modern life. You want to be the perfect wife? Excel in every room? You still have fear? All right. So, women want to live empowered. But guess what? No matter how spiritual we are still sensual. And we are sexual and we are creative, spiritual beings. That's who we are. That's our authentic self. You know, in one of the islands, we don't even know which of them. There's an email, a voice note going around where this high priest, himself is the Naya Bingi high priest, because the sisterhood of Naya Bingi is having celebration to recognize their moon mother, them for them, you know, I and I, role model, Empress Menin. Him said this wantonness, you know, wantonness. No, remember, you know, them know about the virtuous woman. Proverbs 31. His Majesty said, in her he found no guile, the perfect one come upon earth. To emulate what them say, it was the mother first advent that the dear Mary, she come on earth and you know, I did say she have a man, not only one, because she was married to her third husband when she meet Tafari. And she chose him first. I'm gonna make her grandfather know. So guess what? I'm gonna give me all of them husband there. And me have children from me at 8 years old and make me a breed. Me I choose who me want and a Tafari me want. You over. Grandfather do we have to do? Grandfather just say in the marriage they annul. Or no get my blessing. So I and I can have Alpha and Omega. Our Emperor of Zion and our Empress of Zion in the flesh. You understand? So know that His Majesty at League of Nations.
1 second, stick a pin.
Yeah.
I've been playing with a theory that the first, you know, because there's a debate, where did Rastafari movement start? And I'm saying that the argument can be made that the movement started with Empress Menen, who was the first to choose and to heal the divinity and the power of Tafari. You know what I mean? She became the first Rastafari. I'm just putting that out there. I don't know.
That's what I'm saying.
Talk to I.
That's why I and I choose the Empress of Zion. Because guess what? Remember, you know, she's not a queen of queens. She's what? Her title is Queen of Kings. That is important.
Yeah.
To come out to prepare the way.
Mightyful.
For the King of Kings come. She come with the experience and the economic resources to create the institutions for the social needs of the man, woman, and child. The social work month.
True. But continue the presentation. We love it. Family, I want to see some more energy in the comment section.
Yeah, time now. Give me some energy before we move forward. You know, see how we're going to deal with the numbers now.
Yes. Let us know where you're watching from. Lion Pride, check in.
Yes. We know you're there. I know what happened, man. You know what happened in Ras Tafari? Got them mesmerized. You know when y'all watch a great movie? Oh God, man. You just want to make sure so you don't miss nothing. So move the slide forward for me. 2 times. Again. Right there, so. Let's talk about the first Rastafari woman. Them. Where the them is? They are divine Empress Matriarchs. Yeah. And April 1st, we know we are talking about Empress tied to Bethel of Ethiopia. Right? Yeah. These, they just maximize our March memories. First, Empress Menin. I say exactly what you just say. The first one to choose Rastafari. You overs. We're giving thanks for that. Now beside that, yes, is who? Valorous Goodman, better known to the world as Sister Dinah or Mama Dinah of the 12 tribes of Israel. She is the first Rastafari woman. Because before Mama Dinah, Sister Dinah, you only had the Rasta man woman. And Rasta woman, the Rasta man woman couldn't go in a public or read no Bible. The Rasta man woman couldn't go in a public or no tabernacle, go give no testimony to no congregation. She was able to do that through the 12 tribes of Israel, your overs. So I give thanks for I and the cosmic rhythms that propel I to choose, you know, what is going to help to make I who we have to be, to challenge Eurocentric stereotypes. Let's move this along, because I challenge Eurocentric stereotype as a clinical, move that slide along, social worker. Yes, I am a psychotherapist. You know, Eurocentrism is defined as judging the experiences of non-European individuals, such as the Blacks, the African, the Latino, Native American, judging them against a European American standard. We can't live up to their standards, you know. Because the implicit and the explicit Eurocentrism, it serves as a basis for prejudice, right? And guess what I do? Because remember, I'm a psychotherapist, clinical social worker. I'm a mental health practitioner. So what this do? You understand? This of Eurocentrism has significant implications for mental health. Significant. And guess what? Because the Eurocentric worldview is based on the Western values and characteristics such as individualism and competitiveness and, you know, a belief in control over nature and this hierarchical decision, the man of box, man, not the circle where everyone is a leader in the circle. You understand? Whether it is the youth leader in training, the young adult leader, or the mature adult leader. And that circle, you are a leader. You are the change you've been waiting on. First for yourself, your family, and your community. You understand? So, knowing this now, I know that consequently, it is due to dereliction and disregard by human services professions in addressing the mental health concern and needs of other racial groups, why there is compelling need to develop different paradigms and models to represent reality from the vantage point of the oppressed. Okay? And that is why, you know, I read books like, you know, A.V. Nadu and Challenging the Hegemony of Eurocentric Psychology that was published in the Journal of Community Health Science, you know. Because when I had the chance to, you know, after finishing the first master's and I could have gone on to doctorate studies, no, you know, me never prepared for that because me, see my people now, I became the first, you know, see, higher education officer Rastafari in the only institution of higher learning named after a black man, Medgar Evers College, We founded the Center for Women's Development and all of these things. And me as say, my people coming into this higher education experience is not prepared. Not mentally, not physically, and not academically either. You overs. So me say, no, we make go to white school because them want to give me, all kind of full scholarship now, because if we either call the thing there, you know, when them want the black people, them in them days where, you understand? So I went and did the second master's because the historical Black College University, Clark Atlanta University School of Social Work was the only university in the world that have an Afrocentric curriculum, which is based on the humanistic principle of inclusion and self-help, tapping into the healing forces within. As in Africa, and European people, them want to come to use. Please. All right, let me move right along now, because here we are, Rastafari, moving on. And let me keep my timing going. All right, 1 hour. So within the next 10-15 minutes, I will be sealing, because it has to be interactive and, you know, for you to be able to ask questions, etc. And I want you to be able to see the institutions if I was to leave tomorrow morning and transition to my ancestral stool that I have left on the continent. All right? All right. So let's move your the slides along. Too forward for me, please. The judge Masquasi. Yes, Rasquasi. Okay. Now while you're there, let me just say now. Remember we talked about the moon mother? Go back one slide for me, please. Go back now. Right there. Yeah. Empress of Zion, Empress Menin, who stands against all war and asks women to stand together in peace. Yeah, she's our Mother Moon. She's the one we exalt, that rides the heaven, that she's the hymn, her imperial majesty. She, Psalm 68, verse 4, see there in the middle of my slide. You understand? There's the source. You understand? And when we talk about the cosmic realms, you know, look over to the 12 tribes of Israel and tell you about every moon cycle and the different things them not happening under each moon, and each individual based on the moon that was out, how you go act in life. And every one of us have a positive and not so positive tendency. You have to know these things so you can manage and get balance in your life. You of us. And the Star of David. So you remember everything is about the cosmic vibes. Right? So the Star of David. Yeah. That's why I say, yeah, we are star. God, you know, the brightest star. The Prince of Peace. You understand? We in the month of March, which is Benjamin. Benjamin color is black, right? And Benjamin blessing say, ravenous as a wolf. Now Genesis 49:27 is where that blessing for Benjamin get. Benjamin, you know, on the foot, you know? Yeah. But here we get to find out now, say, when you look at the spirituality of it all, it says Benjamin is the wolf of Judah. So you see, even though depending on which moon is out when you are born, you have certain tendency. Remember, I and I have the 12 tendency each, you know, but there is some specific way you're going to act based on the moon that was out when you born that night. You understand? And it is, you know, see it, that wolf tendency that was actually in the Judas, whose heart was not a calm heart of love that required patience and tolerance. So when we understand these things of how the moon and the stars, and don't forget the sun, all right? All right. So when she talk about her speech now, right, that women must unite against war. I'm going to go into my great mode. It's storytelling time, beloved. So just you imagine a woman. I want them to look at her while me I give the story. So move this. Yes. Now, look at her. Yeah, that's our moon mother. You understand? April 3rd. And that's the next story, Because you know how long it take we to convince the world that megabit 25 is not March 25th. So you know how long the world has said March 25th, Shaman. All Ethiopian scholars run me down or whatever. So you don't know what we do. We just say, all right, we start the celebration from in a Women's Month. You understand? But we know says April 3rd is megabit 25th. So just you imagine a woman standing bathed in moonlight. She's a radiant in the silver ruben white light, and on her palm rests 2 full moons. At her brow is a white star. At her heart lies a silver chalice surrounded by pale pink light, and at her womb level lies a golden cauldron glowing with light and filled with oceans of the world. Golden roots grow down from her womb and disappear into the earth. She is serene, complete, strong, gentle, and loving. She is a moon mother holding the womb blessing energy. Oh yes, moon mothers are often pioneers in places where women are deeply disconnected from their female energies. That is why, Jamaica, them have the statistics came out, and people, because nobody not talk about it, thinks the AIDS gone around, them can sleep with whoever them want to sleep with and have unprotected sex and all of that. It have some implications. It's a reason why His Majesty created the Order of Fidelity, and his name headed the list. So you see me, my solution, you either go and have, unless you're monogamous, safe sex, or do like me through celibacy for the past 5 years. These things are important. We can't just have anyone. You understand? And as we have to hold on to the youth, them and keep the culture and tradition of the man, them gone, and I look for woman when I look like I and I. We have to hold our African identity. You overs. Oh yes. So, let's move on now to today's date. It's March 26. You know, I am getting ready to wind on down, and March 26, and I have 26 slides. I'm almost done now. So what's happening March 26? Today, March 1st, and March gives us reasons to love, right? March of love. Let's go to the other slide now to go further. And, because we are the Lion Talk, and, Lion Talk put out this beautiful flyer. Yes, Rasquazi, a beautiful flyer. Why is March important? Yeah, it's Women's History Month, and, all of these wonderful things. So, no, I think you've gone forward one too much. Go back one less. Right there, so. Look at that now. You see? We have March for life. Yeah. Because love saves life, right? You see, we have Jamaica, we have the Lion of Judah. Oh God, me love the flyer. Yeah, you say, yeah, man, me I tell you. And reasons to love March, yeah, it's the Akoma. May have to have that art of love Akoma, because it can make me go, because it said it requires patience and tolerance. You understand? Because March, it's a month, it's also a verb. So we're marching for love. We have marched for hope. We have marched for unity. March for climate change, climate justice. Together we want march against far right. And you know, in England, on the 28th of March, they're actually going to have such a march. Yeah. Because it's important. Now, as we go through so many dates already, right? Did you know that the government of Iran, yeah, they issued a commemorative stamp honoring Malcolm X in 1984? That stamp was released in connection with the Universal Day of Struggle Against Racial Discrimination to highlight Malcolm X's impact as a global voice against injustice. That was Iran's message to African American. When was that? That was March 25th, 1984. You over. That time America have no intention of recognizing Malcolm X. They rather did a plan for assassinate him. You understand? So, you see how things connect? Iran, you overs. You remember all when we start with the speech from His Majesty about the nuclear disarmament and a 200 billion, them answer. Beloved, let's be clear, right? Go to the next flyer. Let me sum up this now, because you know, more of the people them have some time for come in at this thing. And y'all see this flyer, you know, this is everything. This is my summary now, right? Well, not quite the summer, but we get in there. So we see March 1st was in the beginning, which was the ending of colonialism, and none other than my beloved teacher, you know, Bongo, Jerry Smart, the man, they have some knowledge, may I tell you. He was the one that the Lion's Voice had featured. You understand? And it really was the beginning of the end of colonialism. And that is the battle that saved Africa from being colonized. Because we know to this day, Ethiopia is the only African country that was never ever colonized. Definitely. Liberia don't count. It's a whole different story. That's all. All right? You know, see. So now, we have all of these things that March 25th, 1897, the Slave Trade Act received the royal accent from King George III. And that is what started to bring an end to the slave trade. March 25th, 1897. You understand? No, we still depend this March 25th, you understand? So even though them attack that in 1897, am I not a man and a brother, you see? In 1897, them say them are going to end the slave trade, them still there, you see? But we know this year, March 25th, now we had what we had. Yeah, we had the unveiling of the Ark of Return, the permanent memorial to the transatlantic slave trade, the Ma'afa. You know, it had the visual arts, culture, and the coverage. It was on the United Nations. It still is. And if you have not seen it, you have a responsibility to go see it, right? It has inscription on the interior wall to acknowledge the tragedy, and the inscription on the interior wall below the human figures there, lest we forget. And then there's a bronze plaque that was embedded on the ground in front of the memorial, right? And the Ark of Return for the victims of slavery and the transatlantics, you know, we call that the Ma'afa, right? You see below Portia Simpson Miller, the most honorable Jamaica first female prime minister, was just honored on the 14th. You understand? It was because of her idea. She took it to CARICOM and got United Nations and African Union. That's how come that came into being. Vereen Shepherd is there beside her. She dealing with the reparation issues. Jehovah's and of course your Empress. So that are the 25th. But me I'm going down now for sum up that. Know that in late March of 1930, Ras Guksa Woli, the estranged husband of Zwaditu, Empress Zwaditu, had led a coup attempt against Haile Selassie. Wole was killed in a battle at Ankim on March 31st. So you see? No, on March 31st, 1936, right? This is 6 years later. Emperor Haile Selassie launched a counter-attack against the Italians, right? At the Battle of Mechu in southern Tigray. The emperor's army had to retreat in disarray as his army withdrew. The Italians attacked from the air with rebellious, Rhea and Azebo were the tribesmen, and, they were armed. They were being paid by the Italians because that's a part of this story, but with Harari, you understand? So at that time now, Selassie made a solitary pilgrimage to the churches at Lalibela, considerable risk of capture. Then he went to the capital in Addis and they had a stormy session of the Council of State, and it was agreed that since the capital Addis could not be defended, the government would relocate the town Gore, right? And it was at that time, it was agreed that Empress Menin Asfa and the rest of the imperial family should immediately depart for the French Somaliland, and from there would continue on to Jerusalem in the interest of preserving the imperial house. So we have the imperial house and the grandson, His Imperial Highness, Prince Ermiah Sal Selassie Haile Selassie is the head of that imperial house, and the crown prince Aswawasin Haile Selassie, Zara Jacob, is the son of, and they all continue to carry the names of the fathers before them, Jehovah's. So as I move along, I talk about the women and that healing, make we move along and know, say, I and I are hurt women. We're still healing ourselves, our family and our community, but we still have hope, Jehovah's, because it's for the hurt of the daughter of my people. You understand? Jeremiah 8 verse 19, behold the voice of the cry of the daughter of my people because of them that dwell in a far country. Asking, is not the Lord in Zion? Is not our king in her? Far country, with a far from the continent of Africa. And he replied in Jeremiah 8 verse 21, for the hurt of the daughter of my people and my hurt, I am black. Astonishment are taken hold on me. And that's Jeremiah 8 verse 21. And in Jeremiah 8 verse 22, is there no balm in Gilead? Is there no physician there? Why then is not the health of the daughter of my people covered? Sojourner Truth asks, entire woman, we are healing through the identification of the root of her, because can't lose hope. Here Martin Luther King said, if you lose hope, somehow you lose to be, and the quality that helps you go on in spite of it all. So make we heal, make we inspire, make we take the journey with love, with kindness, with oneness, with humility, with intention and release. Make we give reasons to be trusted. Make we give balance. Let's be holistic with faith and grace. Gratitude, blessings, connect. All of those things. Because the road to healing has not been an easy one. No. 1848, the Seneca Falls Convention in New York to discuss the social, civil, and religious conditions and the rights of women. That was the first women's rights convention held anywhere in the world. That was in 1848. Then in 1892, that's the year's Majesty man, yeah, with the help of her daughter, the Florida Ruffin Ridley, and the educator Maria Luz Baldwin, and the activist Josephine, the woman that them have to get together. You hear what them do? They founded the Woman's Era Club. The Woman's Era, ERA, a woman time, Jeremiah say, I want new thing in the world. The woman shall compass the man. You understand? Jeremiah 32:20. What mean compass me in circle? We know what place. We know when you push a man up front for leader with the behind him and have him back. We know when we're supposed to be in partner and have him balance. And sometimes we just gotta step out in front of him and lead because our family needs to be saved. Jehovah's. So that was the Women's Era Club, and that was an advocacy group for black women. The first black women's club, and that was in Boston. You understand? That first year was devoted to the business of organizing. Jehovah's, you see? Organizing. So, we're going now. It look like it's just the march I go on tonight, you know, because the Battle of Adwa, and the significance is because I and I free, we're born free, we are Ethiopians. Let's go one more. Because now we are going on some dates where we are going to say now, murder at the pulpit. It was an overcast evening, dampened by light showers as the crowd moved into Fox Thompson's Hall in Liberty City. They had come to hear Mother Kofi, the lecturer and missionary whom the community and indeed many of the nation's urban black population had come to know over the past 2 years. As a speaker for the Universal Negro Improvement Association in recent years, thousands had flocked to hear her impassioned speeches on the need for the black population to reclaim their native patrimony by returning to Africa. However, when Mother Kofi founded the African Universal Church the year before and began mixing the UNIA's purely secular goals with deeply religious overtones, the relationship had become bitter. March Madness. When she split off from UNIA, she took with her most of the UNIA's local members to her African Universal Church. The UNIA felt betrayed and irate. Tension and anger were running high. You can see this article in the Coral Gables Museum article. Jehovah's. Now, you see that man up there to my right and your left, I think his name is Manchi Arikwe. He's the filmmaker and cultural producer who in 2011, co-founded and now is the director of Chale Wati Street Art Festival that's held in Accra, Ghana every year. Chaliwate has grown from a single day event into a multi-day event which attracts over 50,000 attendees from Pan-African, European, USA, Americas, Caribbean, everywhere. Now that man, Mansi, he claims to be the great-grandson of, she was called the Princess, Mother Kofi. Empress Queen Mother Moses met Manchi through Nana Ya and Nancy, Ghana's most talked about artist, and the one who had the honor of being husband number 4, the son of an Ashanti king, Nana Akoini. No, to my left, you're right. Look at those pictures. There I am. There is the President General of UNIAACL, yes, our beloved Duncan, and I'm a member of UNIAACL. Ours is called Julius Eneri, Collective Black People's Movement, Division 421. 421, so April 21 is managed to come to Jamaica. Well, he was then the cultural ambassador in the office of the president, Nana Anim Obri. He's a king and him have one, and that was one of his queen mothers. And that was in New York, right? The bottom picture is the palace that he had provided me with, and he's the one that had declared me Empress Queen Mother. There was no Empress Queen Mother, and We went through, met with, paramount queen mothers, paramount chiefs, all kind of things. And then I decided to give that title to someone else. And when I went, the council of nearly 100 kings and queens and paramounts, they said if I'm giving my title of Empress Queen Mother to someone else, then there's only one me, so I will be the only Empress Queen Mother in the world. That's how I got the Empress. And my name is Na Ama Dede Aiti, the first Empress Queen Mother Moses. So he, Gamanji, that and that council that governs the Ga people and their traditional land. Mansi, that name literally translates to king, owner of the land, or father of the land. So it's not no fairy tale when I tell you. You overs wanted to have the story. You understand? War is rough. And, leaders do all kind of things. But no say, woman will get hurt all kind of way. Right? And no matter what, our Empress of Zion tells us, make we still pray for peace. In this, she said, I pray for peace, she said. But if in spite of all our efforts, peace should not happen, to be disturbed, I shall be the first to exhort my people against the invader. I shall do it as the august Empress Taitu did in her time. See, connecting the two empresses that kept Ethiopia as the only African country never ever colonized.
One moment there. Stick up in Queen Mother Moses. Lion Pride family, 30, 40 of I and I on live. I want people put some energy in the comment section. Let us know where you're calling from. We have Zambia checking in. I saw Sierra Leone checking in. International platform. We want all of the family to check in. Let us know where you're calling from. We are coming together. The Armageddon is hot. Invasion of Iran coming, global food shortage. We are here. Big up Sister Mabel, Queen Mabel out of Grenada, checking in. Lion Pride, we really give thanks for the item. Mansa, Fode, Ajamo, bless up from Freetown, Sierra Leone, to our beloved Empress, Queen Mother Moses, the most traveled Rastafari on the planet. Remember, I said that. Put some energy in the comments. Wake up. All right, Queen Mother Moses, continue, please.
All right. Love it. See them, sir. You over, cause we're moving forward, 933 going up. My Africa people are faithful because we know what time it is. That is morning for the item. You overs. Now, my people, all right? I'm going to tell you all about some lessons learned because that is Sankofa. We don't want to make the same mistakes in our organizations today and in our institutions today, the global run pack, Rastafari Unity Nation Pan-African Collective for unity in the community with economic prosperity for the Africans at home and abroad is a reality now. We have our institutions. We have our human resources. And whether we know it or not, we actually have the economic resources also. It's a matter of organizing and centralizing. There are some people with money among I and I that waiting to see how them can invest them funds. Your overs. The Vickers of, Vickers Financial Services looking for gold for investing on the continent. These are the things that Global Run Pack is, it's hooking up those who have what we need, and the investors are there, your overs. But we want to be clear now because, the things that we're going to tell me, these things are good, are what has happened. And we need to know that these things happen so we don't move, forward and do the same kind of thing. This is Women's History Month, right? Love, because like the same is a Garvey, right? And will always be love Garvey. And me love Amy Jakes Garvey and the work we should do to put out the philosophies and opinions of Marcus Messiah Garvey, your overs. But my sisters who are in this, there's some sisterhood things where I and I have really observed. You understand? If all I and I are working at the same circle for the same mission and work, the first Amy Garvey, the wife where fair money set up, you and I here, the daughter of the doctor, etc. Amy Jakes Garvey was our best friend, was our chief bridesmaid at our wedding. You overs. And Marcus Garvey married the second Amy right after him get the divorce. He never even wait. You overs. So the one where set up everything and fair money do, these things we don't want to continue with these kind of things. You understand? No, let me tell you some people with some things where they go on around, that time. This is important to know. Samuel Haynes was become a Belizean hero, right? Marcus Garvey recruited Samuel Haynes when he was in Belize and met Isaiah Martha. Haynes left with Garvey and became a UNIA organizer for about 5 years. He's now a national hero in Belize, and he co-wrote the national anthem for Belize, right? All right. Now you have Joseph Creighton. He was born in British Guyana, and he organized the Detroit division of the UNIA. He was assigned by Garvey to take care of the Laura Coffee Revolt in Florida. This is Princess Mother Coffee. We thought them call, spell her name different ways, right? All right. Creighton was rewarded for his work, however him do, with a month-long tour personally representing Marcus Garvey, June 1928. And he was promoted as a disciple of Garveyism in advertisement, which said, "Lawyer, bless him." Now, having been loyal for a decade, Creighton split with Garvey in 1929. All right. Although suspected of ordering the murder, a lack of evidence kept both Creighton and Garvey from being charged for the death of the princess, Mother Coffee. And no one was ever convicted for the crime. Funerals were held in several Florida cities that allowed thousands of people to attend. Mother Coffee, the princess, was dressed in red, green, and black robe and buried in a bronze casket. And there was funeral march for months. In Jacksonville alone, 7,000 mourners. But she had become a national icon. So look at the irony of it all. Funerals held in several cities, right? The body put on display for months, while the family contacted her family in Africa to determine how she should be buried. During this time, the funeral home was charging the mourners 25 cents each time them come look for her. The funeral home, Eventually, it was decided that the Princess Mother Coffee should be interred in the old city cemetery in Jacksonville. Mother Coffee, the princess, was murdered on March 8th, International Women's Day, and was finally laid to rest, ironically, after going through the United States. She was laid to rest on August 17, 1928, Marcus Garvey's birthday. Couple months later, Emperor Haile Selassie got the title of Negus King in 1928. right, in October. I would like you to see where she is interred at this time. Ras Kwasi, please move one more. Mother Kofi grave is a small white chamber with a plaque. Princess is on that plaque that you see there. That's where she is. This is not a fairy tale. This is a true story. The evidence is there. Okay? So, that was March 8th, International Women's Day. I'm going to move forward to March 9th. And you know, March 9th, 1841, it was the United States versus the Amistad. It affirmed that Africans who had seized control of the slave ship Amistad, they were illegally enslaved and had a right to fight for them freedom. So, that day in history, March 9th, 1841, the U.S. Supreme Court ruled, right, that freeing African captives who had seized control of the schooner, the ship, La Amistad, and ordering their return home was a landmark decision in the fight against slavery. Very important. Moving down. One more slide. Yes, that is about March 9th. Okay? And that's the Amistad. If you don't see the movie, it's available all over upon paper, well, you know, streaming platform, etc. So that was very important at next March thing. Now let me move forward now to March 16, right? And when I moved to March 16, you know, there was a staunch advocate for the poor and for women. Her name was Rebecca J. Cole. She was the second female African-American doctor in the United States. She practiced in South Carolina, North Carolina, Washington, D.C., Philadelphia. She also argued her own case when needed because she was working as a representative for the Ladies Centenary Committee in Philadelphia, and she was helping to plan the 100th anniversary of the Declaration of Independence. America think that, you know, a pure white woman did it, you know. Yeah, and guess what? Them asked her to form a separate colored ladies subcommittee. Of course, Dr. Cole refused, arguing that Black women should be able to work alongside the rest of the committee and not in a separate group. Of course, she won. And in 1873, he created the Women's Directory Center, and that specialized in legal and medical services for poor women and children, often going into their own homes to give them those services. And Cole's first-hand view of poverty informed her public argument with sociologist W.E.B. Du Bois, right? Yeah. You know, he had a thing going with Marcus Garvey too, because, you know, never I think say Marcus Garvey, you know, elite enough, right? So listen to this now. Marcus Garvey did a study, the Philadelphia Negro. But here we him do know, him blame the victim because him clear now in that say African Americans were dying of consumption because they were ignorant of proper hygiene. You think anybody will die of consumption because they don't know if it did? Eh? Or because so Dr. Cole accused, we woman now we have to talk truth to power. She accused W.E.B. Du Bois of collecting erroneous data from the slumlords, the colonizers. And she argued instead that high African-American mortality rates were the fault of white doctors who refused to collect complete medical histories of their Black patients. Starting in 1899, the year of Du Bois' Philadelphia Negro study, Dr. Cole became the superintendent of the home for destitute colored women and children in Washington, D.C. We woman, we not just talk, we act, you overs. So I was like, go down now, you know, me have to tell you about the key historical milestone for Jamaican women who, along with national hero Queen Nanny of the Maroons, are recognized for their leadership, resilience, and impact on Jamaican society locally as well as globally. And we highlight Major Helida March. She's the acting detachment commander honored for breaking barriers during 40 years of service in the Jamaica Defense Force, JDF. And of course, you know, the honorable mark in the honor, most honorable Portia Simpson Miller, honored as the first female prime minister. Yeah. And that was, these honors came during the 2026 Pinnacle Awards. And she really had led the PNP with gumption. That's why we have the return of the Ark. No memorial at the United Nations, you know, headquarters. Okay. Now, there was also Amy Beckford Bailey, who was pioneering feminist and educator who campaigned for women's suffrage, you know, right to vote in the early 20th century. And we had Una Morrison. She was the first Black woman to attend that International World Conference on Women in 1935. Can you imagine? Jamaican were always there. So, no, I don't want, you know, no say Marcus Messiah Garvey and Rodney, them have a great connection, March 23rd and 24th, right? Let's move forward with this. And then work is great Pan-African work. Them have, like Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. and Malcolm X, who I shared the May 19th birthday with. Yes. Malcolm X is going to be 100 years old, and I'm going to be 70 years old on May 19, 2026. And I had the honor of working with his widow, Dr. Betty Shabazz. We were both higher education officers at Medgar Evers College, City University of New York. So I'm going to get blessed to work also with the children and grandchildren, you know. So I give thanks to all of that. Them helped me to be who I am. You know, Marcus Messiah Garvey was deported from the USA to Jamaica. And guess what? Walter Rodney was also deported, but from Jamaica back home to Guyana. You know, Marcus Messiah Garvey first arrived in the United States on March 23rd, 1916, from Jamaica aboard the SS Talak ship. He arrived in Harlem, New York City on March 24, 1916, penniless. He moved in with a Jamaican family and got work as a printer in the day and was a soapbox orator at night promoting the UNIA, ACL. And his initial goal for the trip was to embark on a lecture tour and meet with Booker T. Washington, Jehovah's, to raise funds for a vacational school in Jamaica, which would have been modeled after the Tuskegee Institute. But, you know, Washington died before Garvey's arrival. No, the dates now. Before we move on with the 1916, Garvey arrived in America. I remember that that same year, September 27, 1916, you know, Tafari was declared Ras, head creator, that same year, okay? I remember both, you know, so we have these connections going on, right? And we had the 1928 connection also. Now, Walter Rodney was born on March 23rd, 1942. He was a historian and scholar and focused on the academic and political analysis of colonialism. His books, such as How Europe Underdeveloped Africa, engaged directly in grassroots activism to challenge structural inequality and arguing that Africa's underdevelopment was just not natural at all. That underdevelopment was a deliberate process of exploitation by the Europeans to extract our wealth with them slave trade and to leave us with a colonial education. Jehovah's. So Horace Campbell did a very good book, Rasta and Resistance, from Marcus Garvey to Walter Rodney. Really a powerful book, you know. So we know that Garvey now, back in Jamaica, and Rodney Guyanese, both influential Pan-African thinkers and activists. They both fought against white supremacy, imperialism, and capitalism, while Garvey focused on black nationalism and economic independence. Very, very important. And that we want now for global run pack. You understand?
Yes.
Yeah, we need
pick up in 1 second. We're getting close to 10. We're gonna do a little bit of overtime, but I want you to wrap it up so we can allow some questions. If you have any questions for Empress, Queen Mother Moses, please put them in the comment section. This is a master class that we have provided this evening, Lion Pride family. Big up all of we Africa. We have a lot of African family watching live. I saw my brethren from Zambia say it was 3:16 a.m. in the morning, you know what I mean, in Zambia. I saw Sierra Leone, me see other places tuning in as well. So big up all of the family them. This is Rastafari Independent Non-Aligned Media, and we are bringing this type of content to the global family to bring us into a oneness. We are on the cusp of a new world order, and where we position ourselves will depend on what we do for ourselves. And there's no one coming to save us. So if we do not maximize our vision, if we do not come together, if we do not build the alternative to the new world order that Babylon is building, then we will either become a part of that new world order or we will perish, because there are no other options if we don't build it for ourselves. So give thanks for everyone watching live. Queen Mother Moses is going to wrap up our slideshow, but please put some comments in the comment section. It's not every day that we have Empress, Queen Mother Moses here. As you can see, versed on many subjects, a lot of history, a lot of culture. So put your comments in the comment section and we'll get to them as best as we can. But this is a participation. If you're new to the Lion Voice Network, we have the greatest comment section on the planet. And I'm biased, and I'm not afraid to say I'm biased, but we are the greatest. Beer intellect, beer powerful people in the comments. We do trolls them can't stay, you know what I mean? Them peeping and the energy just shoot them out, because the comment section is so powerful and so much love is here on the platform. So please use up the comment section, ask your questions. Queen Mother Moses is gonna wrap up, and then we're gonna go into some question and answer, and then we're gonna prepare. Tomorrow we'll be returning live with the Naya Bingi House in Jamaica, the sister in them, and we have a special guest, Sister Aziza from Barbados, non-aligned Rastafari sister, working with the Rastafari sister. They have an Empress Men Day celebration in Barbados. We're going to learn about that, and also the Naya Bingi House Empress Men celebration in Montego Bay with Root House, Rastafari Root House. So make sure you stay tuned. All right, Queen Mother Moses, seal us up. I'm looking in the comment section. Please put your questions in the comment section so we can be ready. All right, Queen Mother.
Same way. And of course, we have to big up EMAC, Empress Men in Atlanta Collective. You know, I'm part of the Empress of Zion. And, you know, that collective, you featured them yesterday, Sister Carla and my Sister Queen and Mama Sila and Mama Oya, etc. You know, and tomorrow, same thing, because, you know, the Jamaica, I will be in Jamaica for that conference also, the Naya Bingi, I'm on that flyer also. So let me go, you know, March 25th, because you go down to the end of the month now. March 25th, Black Story of History globally, you know, definitely hold significant moments in Black history. This March 25th. March 25th, 1807, the British Parliament passed the Act for the Abolition of Slave Trade. March 25th, 1843, the abolition of slavery in Puerto Rico was official. March 25th, 1889, Salmariam declared himself Emperor of Ethiopia, taking the name Menelik II. That happened March 25th, 1889. He was then King of Shua, right, from 1866 to 1889. And then he took on the name of Menelik II. He was emperor of Ethiopia from March 25th, 1889 to 1913 when he transitioned. And he was, when Haile Selassie was born in 1892. So that was during the time when he was Emperor Menelik II, right? Now, with Charlie, a treaty of amity was signed, May 2nd by Italy, and them got rule over Eritrea with that treaty. But the treaty led to the first Ethiopian-Italian war and the victory of March 1st, 1896 with Emperor Menelik II, right? And Empress Taitu on the forefront of the beginning of the end of the colonizers' rule. Also on March 25th, we have the 1931 arrest of the Scottsboro 9 teenager. We have, lynching, that was March 25th, 1931. 1942, Aretha Franklin, the Queen of Soul, was born. And of course, very important, March 25th, 1965, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. led 25,000 marchers to the Alabama capital to support voting rights and build a climax in the voting rights movement. It's International Women's History Month, so I'm going to recognize my Japhet sisters. Now, after that, March 25th, 1965, Martin Luther King led march to the Alabama capital. White Detroit housewife and civil rights activist Viola Liuchu was murdered by the Ku Klux Klan. And coming right up to today, March 25th, 2026, the United Nations decry the Atlantic slave trade, right? They voted to condemn slavery. Israel, the United States, and Argentina voted against it. Now, did you know that the 25th of March is also Greek Independence Day? And it was March 25th, 1911, Triangle Waste Factory that killed the young girls that led to International Women's Day. But let us move forward to the Ark of Return, lest we forget. Move the slide forward for me, please. Lest we forget to the March 25th revolution. Listen about what happened in Greece. One more slide. So you can see some similarities. All right, leave it right there. So, no. 25th of March is the independence of Greece, right? The revolution began on March 25th, 1821, when Bishop Germanus of Patros, he raised the flag over the monastery at Agia Lavra. So that's when the Greek War of Independence started and remains their symbolism. What is important, it celebrates victory after 400 years of Ottoman rule. 400 years, just similar to Black history. All right. Now, the Ottoman Empire had lasted for over 600 years, right? From 1299 to 1922, it was founded by Ottoman and was a transcontinental superpower that was controlling parts of Europe, Asia, and Africa. But it dissolved after World War I. The prophecy hit them and was replaced by the Republic of Turkey that was founded in 1923. Now, look at that. Lest we forget, right? This is what happened. The first 19 or so Africans to reach the English colonies were settled in Jamestown, Virginia in 1619. The Virginia colony was founded by John Smith and colonialists such as John Rolfe, and he married Native American Pocahontas, the daughter of the Powhatan chief. Why? He wanted help with his tobacco crops. So consider the legacy, right? The story gets better. This beginning of hell and earth, home for the enslaved without permission Africans, was named after Queen Elizabeth I. She was known as the Virgin Queen. And this settlement was backed by the London Company. and it thrived for nearly 100 years as the capital of the Virginia colony, because Virginia was a colony. In 1676, Jamestown was deliberately burnt down during the Bacon's Rebellion. During that rebellion, it was poor blacks and poor whites that united to fight against the rich colonialists in 1699. So the colonial capital moved to what today is known as Williamsburg, Virginia. Jamestown has ceased to exist as a settlement, and today it remains only as an archaeological site to visit. The same, one more slide. This, because guess what? The Ark of Return, Ark, Empire Ark, Almighty Rastafari Kingdom, Ark, Africa Royal Kingdom. All right, see here, we are the champions of the Ark Memorial. The Ark Memorial, right? Jamaica's first Prime Minister, Portia Simpson Miller, the leading role she made in the establishment of the Ark and honoring the victims of slavery. She championed and advocated for honoring African ancestors by highlighting the legacy of the transatlantic slave trade, right? The Ark of Return Memorial was officially unveiled on March 25th, 2005. So she got that well-deserved honor on March 14, 2026, as part of the second annual Jamaica Pinnacle Awards Gala at the Pegasus Hotel in Kingston. Now in the middle is Empire Ark, Return of Ark, the Almighty Rastafari Kingdom, Africa Royal Kingdoms PAC, the Pan-African Collective Reps at the United Nations Friday, March 25th, 2005. To my left, your right, Princess Dr. Ras, Rukaya Aziz Stewart. She was there as the Rastafari youth representative. Beside her is I, Empress Queen Mother Moses Dr. Stewart. I represented the Ark and the Global R.U.N. PAC. Because Rastafari Unity Nation Pan-African Collective, because who is beside me? Queen Mother Blakely, who was trained by Queen Mother Moore, the Harlem Pan-African Ethiopianist. And beside her is my granddaughter, Zayana Jania Moore, who is from the Moortown Maroons. Her father is, and that's our last name, Moore. And she went as the Rastafari Maroon Youth Rep. So, over to my right, your left, that's the author, that is the one that won, the architect, and called it the Ark of Return. Rodney Leon, born in America of Haitian, and he has done an excellent job and said he's just one of approximately 200 million in the Western Hemisphere with a distinct connection to the cultural legacy of people of African descent. Okay? So no, that is it. And now, today, March 26th, we're done. Travel Chaos, robot at the White House, the AI robot at the White House today. And that guest drew stunned silence because guess what? The robot moved through the room on 2 feet, greeting guests in 11 languages with flawless pronunciation. Better pay attention. Underscore the rapid pace of AI development. But March 26 were ended. 1741, New York slave rebellion hysteria. 1831, transition of African Methodist Episcopalian, the AME church founder, Richard Allen. This is a day like today, right? March 26. March 26, 1872, Thomas J. Martin patented a fire extinguisher in the nose of where the Rasta, and we da go say fire man and oi. 1911, this day, William H. Lewis became the U.S. Assistant Attorney General. 1944, Diana Ross was born, supreme music man. 1955, this day, the story regarding the arrest of teenage girl in Montgomery, Alabama was published. In this day, 1964, we had a historic first-time meeting of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. and Malcolm X. They were both attending a Senate debate on the Civil Rights Act. Watch them. Two different, so you can different in your approach and still work on the same thing. See them there, them that, and a day like today, March 26, 1964. I give thanks. So as we move now and close out, March Madness, this is my summary. It starts with basketball as March Madness, but it's March for miracles. You understand? With Akoma, Heart of Love, March for love, for hope, for unity. Moses Miracle March, you know, and Love March movement. Because look at that Love March movement. That is in Jamaica. And the Kingston campaign started in February 18 and will run until March 29. The team helping women with crisis pregnancy. But and also, you know, I make them know so them don't have to take abortion. You know, them can have other ways. 40 Days of Life is the campaign in Jamaica. Right now, that's a Love March movement in Kingston. Now, in the middle there, basketball. Bailey, Senior, and Daniel, right? Never set out to be a trailblazer, just to play. She only have one arm. And Virginia native, remember in Virginia, we that talk about where the first set of slaves go, right? And most of her childhood, she couldn't see herself in sports. Now, after years of hard work, guess what? She became first one-on woman basketball, score and do it again, get scholarship, and do it again in January 28, 2026. She's also a member of the Leslie University women's basketball team. That's March Miracles. You understand? We need a new legacy. Liberate. We are the Black women, a Women's History Month. You understand? And Sister Judy will always be the ultimate Black woman. You understand? First Jamaican woman to record a solo album when Black Woman was released by Tough Gang. Always will love her, feel light, and she still do social work and still do all of the good things. And now she linking with Natalie Rice, and Natalie Rice, what I tell you, background really impactful. So we know say our future is good. She say our philosophy has been inspired by with Ras Tafari philosophy and culture, and she recognized the big influence. You understand? She treasure the planet and positive music to seep through the vein of every village, of every town. And this positive philosophies of one love and unity. And that Rastafari come to do. You understand? So we are going to know, say, we have a legacy moving forward. And that is what that woman, Major Hen Leader March, that she name March too, you know? Yes. And she is the longest serving female member of the Jamaica Defense. Move that forward, make we show them. You understand? Her Majesty said, noble wisdom and a faith, worth far above rubies. One more. You understand? So lest we forget the crimes of the transatlantic slave trade, that unacknowledged, spoken, and unaddressed the UN news. Justice is long overdue. You're overs. One more, right? And let's consider the legacy, right? We come together in solemn solidarity to affirm truth and pursue a road to healing and reparative justice, said Ghana's President John Dramani Mahama. He was speaking ahead of the vote on behalf of the 54-member African group, which is the largest regional bloc at the United Nations. And we won the right? And that is the president now of Ghana. He's the one that got 123 people. I mean, countries. You understand? Crime against humanity. You understand? We are the Black women of the world. We are the ones. So in conclusion, last slide, His Majesty last word say, we must become members of a new race, overcoming petty prejudice, owing our ultimate allegiance not to nations, but to our fellow men within the human community. My conclusion, there'll be more March Madness. So march for your life, you hear? God, this is not the end. To be continued. Global run. It's not the end. It's the beginning of the PAC, the Pan-African. collective. Giving thanks for all those words and your undivided attention. Blessed love. 1010. Those are the dates. 1010. Mystic number. 1010. At that time we end. 1010.
Give thanks, give thanks. Family, Queen Mother Moses in rare form tonight. 41 of us here live. I see some questions. We're going to get to some of the questions. Big up all of the ones, them. A lot of ones from across the seas. Ras Tafari, big up yourself. It's way up in the hours in the UK, same way. So big up all of our UK family. If you're watching on the replay, please remember that you're part of the greatest comment section in the planet as well. So comment down and under the YouTube video. It helps to boost the algorithm and send out the video to more people. We want our comment section under the on the replay, the YouTube videos, to be nice and spicy and educational, just like it is on the live broadcast. So put some comments if you're watching on the replay, where you're watching from. Hundreds of people, we're averaging about 500 people at least watching these lives. So put your comment down, put where you're watching from, so that we can build this community. I'm a Gideon, Tonan. We're on the cusp of some food shortage. We're on the cusp of a lot of things. We're going to be talking about this in the month of April. We're going to get some analysts, Rastafari ones, who we can talk about the global situation and the great tribulation which is coming upon the earth and how we prepare. All of them things that is coming. But let me get to some of the questions quickly. I know we're in overtime, but this is so beautiful and spicy. Ras Tafari is asking, why have Rastafari failed to build a vocational school in Jamaica and elsewhere that Marcus Garvey intended? Answer that question, Queen Mother Moses. You've traveled, you're born in Jamaica, one of the Queen Mothers of Cassava Peace and the African Village, and I've done great work in South Africa, Southern Africa. Why is there no vocational school, Rastafari school in Jamaica?
There is a Rastafari vocational school in Jamaica. It's called the Haile Selassie High School, and it goes up to 13 grade. High school ends at 12th grade. It goes up to 13. There are all kinds of vocational programs happening there. And it was founded by Rastafari himself. I and I, as a people, we have suffered from the crab in the barrel mentality and have not been able to do any of those things. However, I, as the Empress Queen Mother founding Queen Mother of the Southern African Youth Movement, have been able to do just that. We have that in South Africa. That's for a whole different session. Blessed love.
All right, give thanks, give thanks. Ras Tafari said, thanks, an excellent and comprehensive presentation. Did I mention March 25th, 1807, the Abolition of Slave Trade Act?
Yes, I did.
Yes, give thanks. And March 25th, 2026, the UN Declaration of the Trafficking of Enslaved Africans and Racialized Chattel Slave Enslavement of Africans as the gravest crime against humanity.
That is all part of what the president of Ghana.
Yes.
Right. So,
I'm going to do a special episode on that as well. I'm going to bring one of my Ghanaian professors on here to talk about that development. So stay tuned. Lion Voice with Dep on top of it. All right. And Ras Tafari also says March 26, 2026, Count Ozzy Centennial, 100 years since the birth of Oswald Williams, Count Ozzy, keeping the House of Dread, Kingston, right now. Yes, big up House of Dread family.
Definitely. And a big up Count Ozzy Picnic.
Yes.
Majiba. Bless up. Anyway, yes. Bless.
Yes, big up Majiba, Sister Majiba. Big up yourself. We have to get you upon Lion Voice. Virginia, checking in. Danville, Virginia, checking in. Big up yourself, family. Lion Pride with enough up now, you know. Big up yourself, Camille, Lele Blanc, giving praises for this knowledgeable session, Mama. Big up yourself, King. Greeting, I love it, family. Give thanks. Oh, Bingy Carlton, big up yourself, Bingy Carlton. One of our Asians here in DC. Rasa Bib, give thanks for the presentation. Queen, Empress, Queen Mother Moses, Heal up Rasquasi, big up yourself. Rasa
I mean, I have
Bib.
to pick him up too, my partner. That yes.
And
Oh,
if you have
the
not
global
seen,
run packs.
yes, watch our episode on Global Run Pack, and you will see such a touching episode with Rasa Bib and Queen Mother Moses, one of my favorite link.
Come and join us on Saturday.
Yes.
Definitely. We'll be on from 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. And it's skill sharing. We don't have no time for waste. Right? And each organization, Pan-African and Rastafari, them have their own constitution running them own thing. We just have share information and resources. Come join the dialogue and get trained. AI, we're training on AI. Come in.
Give thanks, give thanks. Ras Super with Trinidad family says, I hear the Ugandan president clear that he will support Israel against Iran. What do I them think of that? I'm just hearing this for the first time. Do I have any sound on that, Queen Mother Moses?
I actually, working on this presentation, you understand, about straight politics, you understand, as governance. Our people, remember, Jamaica just signed to kick out the stay of doctor them was save the people them life in Jamaica,
Mm-hmm.
So these leaders, we are wonder what I see them head there. You over where the head is. Look what Israel is doing. And Iran recognize the black Malcolm X. Give him a stamp. Listen, man, our people. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Watch the facts, connect the dots.
Yes. This is World War III, as we said on this platform. All nations are choosing their sides. They're lining up the chessboard. Our prayer is that Africa, will use this, and we also already have example because Nigeria now is filling the gap of some of the oil. Dangote built a massive refinery to refine oil, and now Nigeria is in a position to help supply oil to its surrounding countries. So this is the African visionary, the Pan-African model is coming into play, and it's because this war is gonna force Africa to get its own resource. It's everyone for themselves right now on creation. Europe is gonna run out of fuel by next strong, so all our UK family them, we're praying for the item. It's going to get sticky in Europe because Europe dependent on the oil out of the Strait of Hormuz. So this thing is going to get very serious. We have a lot of Rastafari family in Europe. So we're praying for those ones. We're praying for anyone who's in the Middle East right now. People got stuck in Dubai, them on vacation, them people they never get to leave, them stuck there and war broke out upon them. So this is a time where you have to be very careful where you travel right now, because how the war is, the battlefields are busting out. If you don't have a reason to go somewhere right now, don't go. If the Almighty is not leading you to a place, don't go, because that is the time we're living in right now. That serious, family. Very, very serious. So we're gonna seal up. We're gone 2 hours plus. We do give thanks. This was a special episode. I'm gonna let Queen Mother Moses say our final sound. But before Queen Mother Moses says our final sound, make sure you join us tomorrow night. We have a plethora of Nyabingi Sistrin coming to the table from Jamaica. Big event going on in Montego Bay for Empress Menen. We also have an Empress from Barbados, non-aligned Empress, who is working with Empresses from all different, mansion and houses. They're putting on an Empress Menen gathering just under the banner of the Sistrin of Barbados. So, she'll be telling us what's happening. But this is, part of the global spread of recognizing Empress Menen and just celebrating the divine feminine and the energy which we need if we're going to grow as a powerful nation. Do remember this coming Sunday, Lion Voice Network town hall meeting. So all of my Lion Pride on Patreon will be putting up that flyer shortly. We have not reached 50 subscribers yet. We're still pushing. If we reach 50, we can start our program on Sunday, our grant program, where we want to give $100 US every month to a different worker in the Rastafari community. And then we'll ask other institutions to match those funds. As the platform grows, we'll increase that grant. But the idea is just to spark the giving, because we're asking ones to give. So we want to spark the culture of giving amongst I and I as Rastafari, putting money in the hands of the workers. You know what I mean? Part of what I want Queen Mother Moses to do, and I'm going to be working with Queen Mother Moses. I've offered her free consultations. The item know I do creative consultation to set up her creative ecosystem, because she's a force of nature. But I'm encouraging all of us to set up their economic foundation. All of the works that everyone has. Everyone should have their website. Everyone should have their community that they're building. The same way the item see us building our Lion Voice Network community. Everyone should have their own community, because there's an audience out there that is looking for what the item have. Everyone have a unique gift to give, and a lot of time we're speaking to the choir, and there's a whole audience out there in the world that is thirsting for and willing to support financially also what you're doing with their $5 and their $10 or whatever that they can give per month. And the numbers add up to 1,000 people giving you $10 a month is a 6-figure income. So all of us should be striving to create that ecosystem for ourselves. And then when we come together, guess what? Some people from my ecosystem are going to go Queen Mother Moses ecosystem, go add on. Some people from her ecosystem are going to say Lion Voice, and them are going to add on. So we're building a mass ecosystem of community, strength onto strength. You understand? So this is why, because Queen Mother Moses would have invite her if you come upon her ecosystem for this something. You understand? And I would have tell Iman people, and vice versa. So if everyone have their ecosystem, and remember, where the pool is now 8 billion people, so it's not too much. You know what I mean? We're not talking to the choir. That is what I want us to overstand, because there are some people that can't stand I that love Queen Mother Moses, and vice versa. You see what I say? So everybody have them tribe, their people, and this is what we want to develop as we move forward with the Lion Voice Network. These are the things we talk about in our town hall meetings, is helping people to set up their ecosystems so that we are prepared for the new, because content is not going anywhere. As the war continue, this long war, people still are going to be consuming content. They're still going to want products and services. They're still, because the world has changed. It's never going forward to how it was. So we need to adapt the digital. And as we acquire that capital, is not to hoard it in a bank, is to purchase land, machinery, transfer that to physical assets so that we can prepare for eventually the internet may shut down and you can't earn from it for a time. But so you have your land, you have your fruit tree, them, you have your this, your that, and you are seated and prepared, and we continue physical events, physical. We go forward to the Asian because we know how to do that too. You know what I mean? So this is the vision that we have as Lion Voice Network, and we give thanks to everyone out there, global family. I think I'm starting to see the vision. I'm getting calls every day from people who want to feature. So we love that. Now we're also adding, we're gonna have some new advertisers. You know, if you have a product or service, you're dropping a single, you're an artist, you have a book, reach out and we can work out some things. I know I have some people I need to respond to. We will be responding. We're managing a lot of things at the same time. So give thanks for the patience. So all of that real estate that you see in the intro, you see how the intro long, that will be different ads from businesses and services. You know, we reserve that real estate intentionally because that's going to be the marketplace for all of the global family to put their business and service where they can see that. So reach out. We're offering very good deals for businesses. You get discount if you're a part of our monthly subscriber. You know, so if you're a Lion Pride on Patreon, you get discount for advertising. So we're building a whole ecosystem around this platform, and the item are all a part of it. So I really do give thanks before we seal up for the item, watching the vision from zero. We're gonna hit probably 100,000 subscribers this year. That's our goal for 2026, 100,000 subscribers. We're on our way to that, and we're gonna go to 1 million to 10 million. We're not going to stop. Africa 1.5 billion. Remember that. I mean, so we're a child. We're still a toddler around here, 4 years old. You know what I mean? We're a toddler. So give thanks for everyone coming on the journey. With that said, and you see the information below, you can give your attribution, be a part of the solution. Queen Mother Moses, let the people know how they can support the eye and also any final sounds to the global family before we seal. Queen Mother Moses.
Yes, that's the action it shall be given. Trust me now. I'm on a fixed income and I'm still funding my own revolution. That means, for me to continue to be able to pay it forward, because anything me get is going forward. Me not have nothing to hoard, because there's no reason to do that. I haven't done it in the past and I won't do it. So cash, cash a king. Oh, I don't I mean,
How can they spend money with you, Queen Mother Moses?
right. At this time, when I send the donation so I can do the work we need for the Papa. Amazing. Gonna keep on forgetting, say, oi. All right. I was downstairs in the studio. So, family, I want to use this opportunity to thank each and everyone who took the time to be here. You know, I and I really need each other. It's I and I. You understand? Ubuntu, I am because we are. And I see him, so we're going to continue. Papa, please, if they must send me funds, where they must send it to. Start shaping the mixture into a large wall. Make them about the size of a large walnut. Gotcha. Mm-hmm. Dollar sign, not disappear. Dollar sign, Papa, P-A-P-A-G, try this at home. Footage, F-O-O-T-A-G-E. Easy.
Send it to me, and I'll put it in the description of the video as well. So people watching on the replay, you can go into the description and it'll be there. Okay. So send me that on WhatsApp and I'll put it in the description under this video as well. So people watching on the replay, you can go underneath the video, click on the 3 dots to the video description, and we'll put it there. And I'm going to try to do that for all of our guests moving forward, so that, you know, anyone you watch an episode, you want to support that worker, you just go under the description and find out how you can send them funds. You know, that is how we're going to do it. Give thanks.
Continue.
Giving thanks. Can always send me an email at queenmothermoses@gmail.com also. I don't Facebook pure games I'm playing with me on social media. Right from last year. So I used to be, now, how much people on Facebook or what. I'm really not on Facebook because games being played, What is all right. I was planning on going undercover anyway, underground. All right, the time, it's 10:30, so let me seal with His Majesty advice. I and I are lifetime student because His Majesty said, he who said he has learned enough can be said to know nothing at all. So His Majesty, and of course I'm still with, the wise man of His Majesty advice to students. He said, education is not an end in itself, but an aid to assist you to distinguish between good and evil, between the harmful and the useful. Education intensifies natural gifts and ability, but mere education, unless founded on a historical and cultural framework, will bear no fruit. So choose the means by which you can best exercise self-control and self-discipline. In this, you are now possessed with the most important weapon of training, because it's spiritual wickedness in high and low places I and I fighting against. Giving thanks, blessed love, family.
Royal blessings, family. We have another great classic episode of the Lion Talk Live show. This is an experience. Blessed to the global family. This is where we gather to full joy each other and also to I peer. Could the Queen please show the EMAC flyer? Let me get that flyer for the eye. That was Ras Tafari. Let me share that flyer. Hold on 1 second, Queen.
Yes, and of course, March 25th, 2002, we did the historic first international Empress Empress of Zion conference at Howard University. We also published the first book of Rastafari by Rastafari for, Rastafari and the world. Women, all women, she hands us her rule book from the pole of supreme authority. We're looking into reprinting now. We've done several reprinting, including hard copies, and soft copies, but it's out of print now.
Yes. Also talk about the Empress Menin Day in Georgia. You never tell me about that one there before.
So that's what yesterday, remember, no, I am into so many different things, and the Empress of Zion, and all of this came out of, that international conference in 2002. Then you have all of these different collectives in different parts of the world. So Atlanta is Empress Men in Atlanta Collective, of which Habasha and all of them, is a part of the Empress Men in Atlanta Collective. Ras Kofi and, Iras Levi, Prison Ministry, all of that. You understand? Because it's collectives we're going with, that's the park. Pan-African Collective. You understand? No one organization can do it. No one woman can do it. No one man can do it. You understand? The egos need to be toned down. Whoa, isn't it beautiful?
Yes, so this is the flyer, family, for the Empress Menin Conference in Atlanta, Georgia. Big things are happening. I love the fact that Rastafari is mobilizing around the world and that we can use platforms like this to come together and that the world can have knowledge. I have not yet put the contact information for Empress Carla under the video from last night, but I'm going to do that this evening. So if you want to give an economic contribution through Zelle, PayPal, you can do that through the phone number provided by Empress Carla. So look out for that. Right after the show, I'll add that to the description. And again, moving forward, we're gonna make sure that under the description of each video, we'll have the link where you can send resources to our guests, those workers, because that is the mantra. This is gonna be a long war, and there's no silver bullet that's gonna free I and I. It has to be a liberty. It has to be a way of life. Giving to the workers has to be part of our culture moving forward, where it just becomes second nature. Someone is doing good work, 5,000 of us just give them $20. 20,000 just for, you know what I mean? The workers them constantly can be replenished when they come on these platforms. You know, them not have to worry about the budget and these, although we'll keep them accountable because they will have to report what they have done with these contributions. You know what I mean? We'll keep them accountable. But the freedom, the liberation, the economic liberation comes to us putting our capital together and directing it, you know, so it has impact. Put it in the hands of the people doing the work. You know what I mean? That is the mantra for Lion Voice Network, what we are advocating. So definitely be there. Empress Men in Conference, you can see the flyer. Queen Mother Moses, let me just thank the eye for all that the eye does, for what the eye means to our community. I know sometimes it's a rocky road and you know, it's rough sometime out there, and you know, the eye alone can tell the eye story, but just know that we love the eye, we appreciate love the eye. You have impacted so many Sistine brethren around the world. You have done so much work for the Rastafari family, so we want to just give the eye that full encouragement, you know. As an older sister, you heard Rasta Bib testimony of what Queen Mother Moses did for him and his family, and so much more stories that one can tell about Queen Mother Moses. So we definitely do give thanks for the eye, and we look forward to hear more from the Global Run works and the other works that the eye has been putting forward. You know, we definitely, Lion Voice Network is here for the eye as a resource. So family, we are going to sign off. We did half an hour more extra time, you know what I mean, extra time here on the Lion Voice Network with the mighty Queen Mother Moses. Join us tomorrow evening as we reason with a plethora. That means more than one, more than three. Naya Bingi sistering about the event taking place in Jamaica for Empress Menen. How Jamaica celebrate the Empress, you want to know tomorrow. We'll hear from the Jamaica sistering them. Also, we're going to hear from Empress Aziza, Nana Line sistering out of Barbados, who is doing works with the sistering them in Barbados. So we'll hear how Barbados is celebrating the Empress as we continue our Women's History Month programming, as we continue to build the Rastafari independent Nana-Line media, as we continue to keep the family informed about I in this time of Armageddon. We move forward confident in the victory of good over evil. And I them know that the time has come for the lions to tell our own story. And this is
Warrior King, and the time has come for the lions and the lioness to tell their own story. This is the lion's voice. Give thanks and praise for the wonderful blessing that's been poured on me. Give thanks and praise. Shall use a yet an instrument to set the people free. Shall give her the powers to chant. Shall give her the powers to chant. Rastafari, the lion's voice.
Amina, the time has come for the lioness to tell our own story. No surrender, no retreat, we are Jaja soldier. Rougher than the streets, tougher than a boulder. Bigging up Lamb's voice. Now put it. I Jalifa said that.
Greetings, this is Ras Shiloh. The time has come for the lions to tell their own story. See? This is the lion's voice. Keep it locked, right, sir? Ras Shiloh said that. Are you satisfied? Wipe those tears from your eyes. I'm all alone, still you thought I was telling a lie. This is the lion's voice. Keep it locked, right, Tessa?
What are you waiting for? Come together, calling from near and far. Know who you are. What are you waiting for? Rally up, it takes the dust. What are you waiting for? Ancestors paved the way for us. Yes, I am Ketis Oyonde, asking, what are you waiting for to come together? The time has come for the lions to tell our own story. This is the lion's voice.
African pride, root of all nations, boy. I tried with the lion, the Ras Tafari. Lion of it tried with lioness like I do. Empress on the front line, we need you. Well, this is Medicine, the steady one, and you are now tuned in to the Lion's Voice Network. What the lion fought for do? Scorch them. Roast and parch them.
I will never stop, hail the Most High, and I will never stop, call Ras Tafari. Blessed love, this is Kushite representing for the Lion's Voice. We are here to tell our own story, Ras Tafari.
Empress Manel, and I young Zion. Oh, you're wrong. Universally unfold, be told. Blessed love, this is Itege Idama, and it's time for the lioness and the lion's voices to be heard. This is the lion's voice, Ras Tafari.
Yo! Blazing fire, yeah man, this is Ras Indio out of Belize. And the time has come for the lions to tell our own story. Right? Yeah man. We blaze fire, burning the wicked and the dirty vampire. Yeah man, Ras Indio said that. Blazing fire, lion boy.
The fittest of the fittest shall survive. My people, open your eyes. Wake up. Blessed love, this is Queen Omega representing for all lions and lionesses. With the lion's voice, we come to tell our story. Rastafari, live it. Hey, the lion's voice, Rastafari.
Yeah, David Dread of Steel Pulse, and I'm saying hail to Lion Voice because it's time that the lion have its voice, have its own story. Says I'm stepping out here. Hear me now. Yeah, the lion's voice. Raw.